10,
9,
We're counting.
8,
7,
6,
5,
4.
3.
2016! There's 3 of us, there's 2016 years, and there's 1 of you,
We counted from 1 to 10. Goodbye, everybody.
Let's do what we do best.
which is
Not this anymore.
talk about movies.
Yeah.
For real,
Yeah.
top 10
Of
of 2016, top 10 movies. Did you guys see movies this year?
I saw not as many as I usually do, so I
Nice.
don't really have a top 10, but I saw a lot of weird movies, so I'm down.
I saw a lot of movies this year to the point where I can't even fucking believe. It was only it was still this year.
Oh,
Like
it seems
Captain
like it was
America
years
came.
ago? Yeah, exactly.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, why don't we
10 years ago?
Why don't we
Wow.
get started with that? Because I've got before we get to the top 10, I've got a list of 5 honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions,
One of
alright.
which is Captain America: Civil War.
Okay, so I just thought about that in preparation for this video. Holy shit, I hate that movie now. It's like because I tried watching it a second time with my best gal pal.
Mm-hmm.
And
His mom.
couldn't. Yeah, mommy. Hi, mommy. We're supposed to know that. I couldn't finish it. Only the battery did die, but I didn't.
Literally,
It's like
I couldn't finish.
it, but I didn't want to.
Wait, the battery died on what?
Didn't. Oh, I took a picture too. Hold on.
On what?
On my laptop.
On your TV?
On my laptop. Can you justify that?
Yeah. I mean,
It's like the
it's
shot.
weird because it's like none of them are there.
It's the
together.
shot of all of them at the airport. The airport fight is so ugly.
Like the action is fun, but it does look it's very bland looking. I was thinking.
I will
the
say
same
that
thing.
about a lot of them. Is that
Although
they
it's an
lack,
honorable mention for me. I had a
okay.
lot of fun with the movie. So.
It lacks like style, I guess you could say. That's why I like Doctor Strange.
Compared
We'll
to
get
Doctor
onto that.
Strange. We'll get
Oh,
into that.
okay. My next in my honorable mentions. These are in not a particular order.
These are
This,
your honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Right? Not mine.
I was gonna say if you have honorable mentions
Yeah,
for
yeah,
your
yeah.
list,
No, bring 'em up.
I got Midnight Special. Did anybody else see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Didn't.
That was cool.
I
That
loved
was
it. I mean, I'm a sucker for Jeff
It was
Nichols.
not as good as
Take Shelter.
Take Shelter.
Yeah,
But
I don't think so
I
either.
thought it was a good time.
Oh, that dude.
Jeff
Yeah.
Nichols. He also had Loving come out this year, which almost made my honorable mentions. It was so close, but I liked Midnight Special more. I wanted to pick one or the
I'll
other.
have to check.
Hacksaw Ridge. Really great.
Yeah,
Oh,
really great. It was on my top 10 for a while, and then I was like, you know what? I think I'd rather.
Is there a
move
lot
that
of like
down.
killing and violence and
No,
stuff?
no, no,
Well, that's
no,
the whole
man.
point that there is.
No,
Fuck
right?
that.
Well, is it Andrew
Well, no,
Garfield,
it's very, very violent.
Oh,
It's
It's
incredible.
It's a Mel
Oh,
Gibson film.
yes.
That's what I go for.
it's like
Andrew Garfield doesn't want to be violent.
I just kind of realized how much I miss Mel Gibson movies.
Well, then
Yeah.
you gotta go see
I
Hacksaw
know,
Ridge.
I know. It's like
Support your local Mel Gibson.
When I was watching it, I genuinely felt like this feels like a movie like the way they used to make movies. It felt like, and not in a bad way, it felt like people in costumes on a set, but I wasn't taken out of it. I was like, this is a movie.
Right, looked
you
like
know?
Garf's starring role too.
Oh, he was
I
well,
think
literally yes, but he was fantastic.
I mean like his like
between
that
I haven't
movie.
seen it yet,
Like,
so I haven't seen a couple of movies, obviously like Silence and stuff like that. So that might have made my list.
Yeah.
But between Hacksaw Ridge and Silence, Andrew Garfield, it's certainly getting
Killing
something.
it.
this
It's
year.
good to have
Gotta.
him back. It's good to have the real Andrew
Get
Garfield.
out
Yeah,
of that
baby.
fucking Spider-Man
I'm
suit.
so glad
get
he's
more,
out of
get more
Spider-Man.
jobs.
Yeah.
Manchester by the Sea.
My
Casey
mom
Affleck.
saw it.
Yeah, what did she think?
She said it. Well, her and her sisters cried. So I was like, I guess that's a mom cry movie.
I cried. It was
I
great.
literally have
Oh,
tickets to see
I
this
enjoy a
tomorrow.
good cry at a movie.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
What is it?
Not really.
What is
no.
it? Like,
I mean, I don't want to say too much, but it's Casey Affleck, and he returns home when there's an issue, a family issue he needs to return home for, and he doesn't want to go home. Like he doesn't enjoy being there.
Yeah,
So
same.
dude.
I love movies that make me feel like family troubles. And
Then you'll love this
Like
movie.
Sing.
Then this is the
Cool.
movie for you.
I
Like
love it.
Sing.
Yes.
Next up is Sing. No. Yes, then you will love this movie. Next up for real though, and this is the last. Again, not in order. This is the last honorable mention. These all floated around my list all year, so you know. Other People.
Who's that?
Jesse Plemons.
Oh. Yeah.
And it was excellent. Jesse Plemons plays a gay boy, and Jesse Plemons is you know who that is.
Oh, you gotta remind
Todd
me.
from Breaking Bad.
I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
He plays one of those gays you're always hearing about in the
Oh.
news.
They'll
And
be
They're really
Yeah.
catching
Don't worry.
on now.
but it was a really yeah we'll be gone soon.
Yeah.
No, but it was I thought it was great. I thought it was very unexpected, dark comedy, very dark humor because it's about Molly Shannon is sick, but it's also funny and it's like sort of
What
like
was
the
that?
dark stuff
What was
that
that
comes with that.
11 movie? when he had cancer.
50.
Oh, 50-50, but that was way more of a comedy. This is dramedy, I would say,
okay.
more so. But that's my honorable mentions. You guys see any good movies that maybe wouldn't quite make your top 10, but you liked? You liked them a lot?
Uh,
You know what? Can I put actually? I'm gonna add Moana. Did anybody see Moana? I just realized it should make my honorable mentions, but Moana was great.
I'll say this: I don't want to see Moana, but I watched the Rock's performance.
Songs?
Oh,
You're welcome.
yeah.
I love this.
That
great,
song is.
yeah.
I've been humming that song nonstop.
Yeah, it's like I don't need to see the movie. That's great. I'll just watch it.
I did see Kubo and the Two Strings.
That was good.
Was that good?
Fucking really
It was
dope.
good.
I wanna
Really good.
see
Yeah,
that.
that would probably be like my honorable mention. That was really, really tight, dude.
You know, you're saying that it's kind of funny. For some reason, I forgot to put it in my list at all. Not in my top 10, but
Yeah.
I've got like a good and bad thing.
Yeah.
So I might have forgotten a few movies. But
Oh,
Kubo
and-
was good.
And Finding Dory. Finding Dory was okay.
My top 10, it took me a while to like really get the order. Some of them are like, yeah, like definitely my number 1 is this, my number 2 is this reasons, whatever. But some of them were difficult to. The rest of the list is always difficult to sort of figure out. I don't know. I mean, it's in order to a point. I feel like it gets more of a solid order as it goes along.
Okay.
So just it is what it is. But feel free to chime in
Since
if
you,
you
yeah,
guys.
since you have the most.
I have a
solid
solid
top 10,
list. You guys don't. So I
I
was gonna say,
don't.
just
so I'll
chime
bounce
in.
around, yeah.
If
Yeah.
anything I say reminds you of a movie,
Okay,
chime in.
but
Yeah.
I do have things I know I want to talk about.
Okay.
Okay.
So my number 10 is The Autopsy of Jane Doe,
Okay.
which is a horror movie, which I saw. Didn't know anything about it, but I saw it at TIFF earlier this year, and I loved it. I was absolutely terrified. The reason it's number 10, it could be higher, but I think that it goes to a place that I don't love in these kind of movies, and it's happened before in a lot of movies. So it goes to a place I don't love, and so I was disappointed by that. But the rest of it is so damn scary and so damn
Oh, it's
good,
a
and there's
horror, I
some
didn't know.
surprises. Oh yeah,
I had no idea.
there's some surprises to it that I didn't even see coming. I hope it's not in the trailer. I don't remember. The
I
trailer
won't
probably
watch it.
spoils things, but it is a great horror movie.
The only thing I know about it is that I saw you on Twitter and you said not to look
Don't
into
look
it.
into
so
it.
I
Yeah,
won't.
it comes out. I think it's out now on demand, so you guys could look it up.
Okay.
It's
I will
excellent.
do that.
Worth seeing in theaters if it's available, but on demand is fine. It works at home. Don't Think Twice is my number 9. That was the improv comedy movie.
Yes.
The new Mike Birbiglia film with is it Keegan or
Michael Key.
Keegan Michael Key or whatever the hell.
Yeah. Why is his name twice in his
Which-
name?
I don't know.
I actually thought Keegan and I thought that was them.
That was the whole
two-
Keegan
duo.
Michael Key are
Yeah.
the guys. They're brothers.
Their names are in there somewhere.
Yeah. No, it's Key and Peele because Jordan Peele's the other one, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. But no, really great movie. Of course, I am biased because it's about improv comedy, but genuinely though, it's really interesting because it's just a really like relatable. Anybody in a creative field, some people trail off, some people do better, and it's just like it's a really interesting. Like I think anybody in a creative field can totally understand it. And I thought it was awesome.
I watched this movie on Netflix called XOXO, and I couldn't watch. I only watched 10 minutes of it, and I turned it off. It was really boring.
Well,
What does that have to
about?
do with Don't Think Twice? Then I've got in number 8. Watch I get like the numbers wrong as I go.
Yeah, you don't even have numbers.
No, I know. I goofed because
I'm like,
in
what is
Excel
this?
there's numbers.
That's not how you make a list, dude.
Krisha or Krisha.
Man, I haven't heard of
I don't know
any of
anything
these.
about
This movie. This is such a. Oh, you would love it from what you just said. What did you say about other people? You love like intense family dramas.
I do love drama.
This is like the worst Thanksgiving dinner ever.
I
It's
guess-
so someone
It's like
who
one of those
hasn't been
one-set
around for 10
locations.
years, who disappeared on their family, returns,
That gets me rock hard.
and it is intense. You would love this movie so much. It's weird. The editing is weird in some spots. The cinematography is really great.
Mhm.
The music is so weird. And it is fantastic. It's right up your alley, absolutely. You haven't heard about this either?
Is that like
It's
an American
fantastic.
flag?
Yeah, and it's I think so. Yeah, but the director of the film is in the film as well and does a great job. And I didn't know until after I saw because I recognized like the same name for an actor and the director. Really, really great film. Highly recommended. Very intense. It's funny because I've watched it twice because the second time I showed Paul for we do a thing called Sunday Features. I think you guys know. And I told him I was like, yeah, I could watch that again right now at the end, and he was like, I could never watch that again because it's like a very
I like that
intense,
though. That's so
you
good.
know,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
intense, sad movie.
I've been to
yeah.
movies a lot in the past few months, and what I did catch is the trailer for Resident Evil Final Chapter.
I saw. I don't know if you saw it, Jake. I think you should have. The new Japanese Godzilla.
Ooh,
I didn't see it.
Okay, so this is the best. Like we've talked about this pretty much
Yeah.
so many times. This is the best example of a movie that is about something and a movie that is about nothing, being the American fucking what's his
version.
name?
Gareth Edwards.
Gareth Edwards
Yeah.
bullshit version.
Yeah.
Okay, so wow. It's I haven't like thought about it a lot.
It's a guy in a suit, right?
Now. No, there's a lot of CG.
Oh, okay.
Really
Impressive
bad. No,
looking.
it's
Oh, really? The trailer made
That's
it look good.
that's the there are a lot of shots of that movie
They're
where
still
it's
learning,
like
they're trying.
so bad.
But it was about something, so it was better.
It was about because
It's like Transformers if it had story. Like it's all yes, it's CG, but it actually matters.
it's like the most different Godzilla movie. It's probably the closest to the original, like of just the black and white coming out of the water.
Isn't there focus on people deliberating in rooms and
The
stuff?
whole point of the movie is the Japanese government flipping out. They're like, "What is this? Like, what do we do?" They're like,
That's cool.
And it's just like,
I like
all
that.
the different parts of the government, like, it's like close down this part of the city. It's like we fucking can't. There's
Yeah,
like, there's a
yeah,
giant
yeah.
lizard
All right, that's cool.
Oh, okay, so it's
And,
actually like suspenseful.
It is, and like the guy who directed it, it was like this anime director, and the cinematography is so fucking good.
Really?
Like, I mean, it's
I didn't
literally,
expect that.
it's like you said, it's just like people sitting down in rooms, but like
12
it
Angry
looks-
Men, but
with
a different camera
12
angle.
Angry,
12 Angry Godzillas.
it's like he has the spunkiness of Michael Bay, like how
Director?
he takes
Or the camera guy?
Yeah, but like he's not an asshole. So it's like when people are like, okay, here's a map of Japan, and it's like, and like we gotta do this over here, we gotta do here comes Godzilla.
Alright, so I have to
And,
watch this.
You do. It's it's really really good. Like I said, if you're expecting like a movie where like a big old monster punches a building and a car flies through the wall,
That's what I want.
well, then you don't want this.
All right, I
you don't
won't.
want this.
I
If
won't
you want
watch
a
it.
movie, if you
It's
want
less
a
of
movie
that.
about nuclear proliferation and like,
Metaphors.
oh yeah, it's got a lot of like one of those cool Hideo Kojima nuclear metaphors.
Fuck yeah,
yeah,
fuck yeah, memes.
yeah. Nuclear bombs are bad.
Since you did talk about family dramas and stuff like that, something I did see that I liked was a Light Between Oceans.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Now I saw this specifically just because Michael Fassbender was in it, and I was like, all right, I love him. Mike, you can relate, right?
He's the most handsome.
Wait, so Mike doesn't need to say anything because it's so obvious at this point.
So it was interesting. It was him. It was Rachel Weisz, and I believe it was Alicia Vikander. It might have been
Probably.
Alicia Vikander. Probably. Yeah,
Most likely.
makes sense. And it was interesting. It was just really cool. It was really really sad. It ended very very.
That was this
sadly.
year?
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
It was very cool because
Sounds
it was
good.
just Michael Fassbender basically gets out of World War I and he gets a job living in a lighthouse, like being the lighthouse
It
keeper.
sounds like you were. I feel like I could see you living in a lighthouse.
Living in a lighthouse. It's
Yeah.
like just one day I'm like, fuck the boats, and I don't screw up.
Fuck the boats. I'm
Fuck
not
the
turning
boats.
I'm calling in sick. I'm not turning the light on.
Yeah, is that how it ended, Michael Fassbender? Like when he does that thing with his chin, the Magneto thing. Fuck the boats.
So you liked Godzilla.
Mhm.
I liked another Green movie this year.
Oh, the one with the dragon boy.
The Green Room.
Oh, with Patrick
Which-
Stewart.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you say Patrick
Yeah, yeah,
Swayze.
Yeah.
That is with
Anton Yelchin.
Yeah.
Which did that happen this year, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Did we ever talk about that? I don't want to talk
We
about
don't
it. That
talk
was the
about
most
celebrities
devastating damn thing. You
I
know what?
like-
Maybe that's the problem these days.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it.
No,
No.
Star Trek
That's
Beyond
the most-
came out this year. That was good.
No, whatever.
That actually, wait, hold on. Here's another. Like,
Oh no.
It actually was. I liked it much better than Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I liked it better
Like-
than Into Darkness. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, it was the best. It was the
All
best
right,
like
fine.
Star Trek movie.
Fine.
Of, like,
I'll
the
watch it
great
for
days.
Anton. That's
I'll
it.
watch it for Anton.
But
He's
Green
not
Room.
in it a lot.
Did you guys
but-
see Green Room?
Yes.
With Patrick Stewart. You know what
Yeah.
it is though, right?
I know what it is.
Yeah,
You didn't
that's
see
good.
it.
I know exactly what it is, but I didn't see it.
Okay. Did you see Blue Ruin? The director's first film.
I did.
So,
I-
you
that-
gotta see Green Room.
I was,
And his next film
Wow.
is Red Something.
I was just like in the shower thinking of that part in Blue Room, like when the fucking the sniper.
Love it. Yep, that was amazing.
Blows up out of nowhere.
So this is Green Room for Jeremy Saulnier, I believe his name is. His new film, or his newest film. Excellent. You did see it?
Yeah, Patrick Stewart. I
loved
really
it.
enjoyed every
Thought it was
moment.
great.
He was really just kind of chewing it up.
I showed it
Chewing
at
it
Sunday
up.
Features, and everybody in the room almost wanted to fucking vomit at a couple of moments. You remember that one gross?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
It's about Nazis,
that
right?
makes me happy.
So it's about Nazis that basically own like a concert hall,
Mhm.
essentially. Almost looks like a Knights of Columbus.
Yeah.
Nazis Columbus.
Ah.
But
So Knights of
the
Columbus.
Knots of Columbus, that's what it is.
The Knights
NAZ of Columbus. And yeah, literally, there's something bad happens, and this band that's in there sees it happen, and then they can't let them leave.
Yeah.
And it is so it's literally just like an escape. We got to get the fuck out of here. That's what it is. And it's so dead simple, which is like Blue Ruin. It's like just getting revenge. That's
Yep,
it.
Just a revenge story.
So it's dead simple like that, and it's great. It's tense. It's clever.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it's a
It'll,
really,
like you'll
really
want to
good
watch
time.
it more than once.
And yes, I'm devastated by Anton Yelchin dying this year. So of course
Wow,
that was
really,
like
that
shit.
really sucked.
I
And it's
really
like,
enjoyed it.
and it wasn't even like a stupid death. It
No,
wasn't even
no.
like a drug thing.
Nope,
It was like,
nope,
damn.
nope. But you should definitely watch it, even if it's just for Anton, because it's great.
Imagine getting killed by a car. I'd be so pissed.
Your own
A
car.
lot of people get killed by cars. It's a
Yeah,
little
but like
different.
no, like he just got like his car went out of its way to kill him.
Just went out of its way.
His car murdered him.
His car singled him out and killed him.
and murdered him. But you know what?
Still got it.
Speaking of death, spooky, scary, like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
yikes!
Oh, Blair Witch.
Not Blair Witch.
It was awful. It was
Blair
terrible.
Witch was
Okay,
terrible.
The
The Witch
I
was excellent, but Mike definitely saw this one.
no, yeah. You goofed me, Eric. Oh, and I think I'll just say it right now. I'm really pissed off at myself for not doing it just for this video. Didn't see The Witch.
You never saw The Witch?
Oh man.
Oh.
I know.
The
You're
fuck is
staring
wrong
at.
with
Give
you,
me those
bud?
witch eyes.
What's fucking wrong with you?
I know. I. This is
You didn't see
definitely.
it, did
I did.
You did.
This is definitely a movie I know I probably would have liked. I just.
Michael.
didn't- I got other
Michael.
things.
I got other things to do.
This might be a movie list, but I saw a lot of TV shows. I can talk about those.
All right, well, wait. Let's
So,
talk about The Witch first, and then we'll
yeah,
hear some of these
okay.
damn TV shows.
Okay.
You go first.
The Witch is. It's like, okay, so everyone says this, but it's true. It's like The Shining, in that you know, is The Shining a horror movie? I don't know. It's unsettling.
It's
It creeps me out.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like. But I feel like if you told someone like, oh yeah, there's a horror movie called The Witch, and they watch it, they'd be like, that was boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Because it's not a horror. When you think of horror movie, you
No,
think
no,
of,
no.
you know, I think of The Shining as a drama. It's a scary drama,
Mhm.
and like this is the same thing. It's a drama. It's a scary drama.
And I've been
Honey,
saying like
how can I hold my hand up?
I've been dying for this
I
new
know.
kind of horror movie.
This is
Like,
this is I think right up your alley.
I have it. I watch it.
You can
Very
barely
soon,
understand half of it, which is
Yes.
great. Which is
Yeah.
great because like you get the gist. If you miss a word here and there, I don't think it's an issue.
No.
But they do such a good job at recreating that old what would you call that?
Dialogue, I guess.
Dialect,
Feel?
I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do such an incredible job that it's hard to understand. It just is. And I mean, like now I've seen it like 3 or 4 times, so
still
like
get-
I get it. You
like
know,
the actors
but
are fucking amazing.
they're incredible.
They're
I
all great.
literally, it's like I don't often
know
feel
any
like this,
of
but no, well, no, I felt yeah.
I heard some
I
very good child actors.
yes,
Mhm.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
excellent. But it feels like they genuinely went back in time to make this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't say that often. Like The Village. I mean, that's a different type of movie, but you know, that was
Interesting.
supposed to be a period piece. Actually, that's a terrible example.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Worst example.
All those movies that are like old looking, you know,
Yeah.
that's the worst example. But The Witch is the real deal. Like this is the ultimate in it.
I
I feel
went
like I'm
into it-
back in the day.
I went into it all hyped up. People
New
were like,
England.
people were like, it's the scariest movie ever. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, fuck yeah, I'm in. So it turned out walking away, it was a really, really good, not horror movie at all.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like you
it
said,
chilled me to the bone.
Yeah, it creeped me a
but
little
it
bit.
wasn't like you know.
But I was just
Ah!
like, what's going on? I need to see what happens. Like, this is so sad
Yeah.
and weird. and
Also, witches freak me out the most of all, like the classic little goofy, spooky monsters.
What
You
creeps
got
me
your
out-
vampires, your ghouls, your zombies. Witches have always freaked me out
especially
the
when
most,
it's
so.
like old naked women that they show.
That's
a
the
lot.
thing.
That
That's
fucks
the
me.
thing when it's like scare, like yeah.
Mm.
Like a realistic witch, not a witch on a goddamn broom. Like it's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
like it did a really good job. It's like a witch, but not as we picture witches. It's like the fairy tale when it first started.
It's like yeah,
before
you're
it got
wrong. This
distorted.
is what a witch looks
Yeah,
like.
yeah, it was
Exactly,
cool, yeah.
exactly. Some TV shows
So
you
yeah,
enjoy.
definitely. I didn't have enough movies to make a top 10, so
That's
we'll
fine.
go with the TV
Whatever.
shows.
Does anybody give a shit
I would
out
say
there? No.
2016, like TV shows. We're living in the golden age of television.
Like every year, it keeps topping
every
itself.
year, I think 2016 there have been. Okay,
So,
so
what were
start,
your
I'm gonna
favorites?
start off Night of.
Oh, I didn't watch it. Okay, so I gotta. I know. I gotta watch
I
that.
think I said it before.
It's what's his
pretty
name,
much
right?
it.
I can't think of his name. From
Turturro.
Transformers.
Turturro, yeah, John Turturro.
You know.
He's got itchy feet.
Yes. Okay, I need to see that.
Uh,
yes.
It's so fucking intense.
This year was also American Crime Story. Didn't you watch that or not?
That was no, not, what, was
Wasn't that this
good?
year?
That was fucking.
Wasn't that this
really
year?
Good.
Was that
I
this
think
year?
it was. Yeah.
I think it was. Maybe it
Holy
was
shit.
into this
Okay,
year.
so
Either way, that
I
was
love-
very good too.
Love Crime Story too.
OJ, of course.
Black Mirror season 3.
Haven't watched it yet, believe it or not.
Okay, only thing I wanted to say about that, I was terrified that it being on Netflix.
That
and
it was a
being-
different style or something.
It's Black Mirror.
It's better
It-
than ever.
Oh, good.
It's better than ever. I mean, like, if you've seen Black Mirror, you know, like they have very kind of like sometimes like a
Hit or
message.
miss. It's
like,
hit or miss.
It's
Which I would rather. Honestly, I'd
Yeah,
rather. Like,
yeah.
They go
At
all
least you
in
tried,
on the ones
yeah.
that I don't even like, but like at least they went for it.
Even
yeah.
the ones I didn't really like, I thought there
You
was
can
a lot of
appreciate
cool
them.
stuff in it. Yeah,
Cool.
so
Cool. That's
that
good.
was all cool.
What about the big one?
But oh boy, the big one is definitely Westworld,
Which he hasn't
Oh.
finished yet, right?
No, I haven't.
So
So-
let's not get too spoilery, but damn good show.
It is.
I
very
personally,
good.
I think it could have been shorter.
Yes,
I think it could have been shorter. It was 10 episodes. I think it could have been 6 to 8.
Because here's what happened. Like I think somewhere along the line when they were making that, we're like, we gotta make a season 2, guys.
Yeah,
so it's like,
I
make it-
don't want a season 2.
Me
I would have rather this
neither.
been one season.
Fuck. Oh my god. I just want. It's okay. So
the ending is worth the wait.
it's. I don't want to like use this term just flippantly because I think it's only reserved for when it's real, but it's brilliant. It's
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
All the actors, the plot, it's
Anthony Hopkins is unreal. I thought
Yeah.
that he was gonna be in it like
just for a second.
briefly.
No,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, they got him for the first
That's
episode.
the main guy.
Before I
And the
continue-
young when it does flashbacks and you see the young version of him.
Unbelievable.
What happened with Tarkin and all that shit in the Rogue One?
Unbelievable.
Because it's unfucking. You know what it is? They didn't have the actor anymore.
Yeah.
When
It's unreal.
when I saw the young Anthony Hopkins, I physically went.
Yes,
I
yes.
spit,
No, me
like-
too. Me too. You must have
Um,
seen that by now.
yes.
Yes. Okay.
So not just like the story of like the robots in this world and
Yeah.
everything. There's so much like I hate to say because it sounds so artistic, but it's like the what are the
Just
underlying
say it.
the
Just
subplot,
fucking say it. Okay.
what is it like the themes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are so many different fucking themes going on because when you go into it, it's like, oh boy, it's gonna be another like what makes humans
But
humans kind of
yeah,
thing.
there's morality
then
themes, but
you
there's
get
also
into it and it's like I think that the person who helped me see it was Hideo Kojima,
Mhm.
and he said if you watch episode 2, Anthony Hopkins says this thing, and it's like that like Hideo Kojima wrote that as his like philosophy for video games,
Yeah.
and it's like I was like holy shit,
it
It's
changed
like,
your damn life.
this show is not just about robots; it's about the entirety of entertainment as
Yeah,
a,
yeah, yeah,
as
yeah,
a
yeah.
medium.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
it was like and fuck,
and it's
like,
dead on.
It's dead on, like with the asshole writer and
Mhm.
like
Did you watch American Horror Story this year?
oh.
Weird. Wait, did you watch
No.
it?
Okay, so I
Okay,
got okay.
but-
So here's
wait,
what I
well,
want to say about that.
But
I-
weird because conceptually great, but it was so campy and weird in a bad way.
Mhm.
It's like they had a great concept and then they were like, "Cool, now let's go shoot it for 2 months." Wait, we only have a week?
Okay,
Like that's what it felt like. Seriously,
that's exactly what it felt like.
exactly what it felt
The-
like. It should have been like 5 episodes, and it
I've
would have been great.
You know, I've never seen such like a poor execution of a good idea.
And you know what makes
Yeah.
me so mad is that like now nobody can do it for a while because it would just be a ripoff of.
Yeah,
That's the
rip-off
worst
of a
part.
shitty idea.
Like
That's the
somebody
worst
do it
part.
right.
Yes.
Yeah. Ugh.
Reminds me of I saw the movie Passengers recently, and there could have been a great movie, and it's so bad.
Oh,
But there could have been a great movie
I
in
heard
there.
about
that.
I heard
Wow.
about that. Yeah.
My favorite TV show this year was Atlanta, without question. I know you don't love Donald Glover's non-comedy stuff. Ironically, you know,
No, it wasn't that I don't like Donald Glover's non-comedy stuff. Is that like when he
he took himself too
transitioned,
seriously. You
he
thought,
tried
right?
he tried to be like I'm like drama. Like I'm
Right.
posting these like handwritten notes to Twitter
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of my
yeah.
life. And,
I only really knew him from that because I knew him first as a musician.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know him as a comedian.
Mhm.
So like I was like, oh yeah, sure. He also does comedy. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
never watched Community. Is it right? Never watched Community.
Yeah. No.
But his show, first of all, I mean, his album this year is incredible. Awaken My Love is like I thought it was. It's in my top 3 probably, if not my top 2
Hmm.
or 1. But
Uh-huh.
his show Atlanta, I thought was amazing. Did anybody watch
What was that?
Atlanta? FX? Yeah,
No,
what
I
is-
didn't watch it.
Oh, it
I
was
know
on
about
FX,
it,
and
yeah.
I thought it was. I thought it was fantastic.
I did tune in randomly for the season premiere of the new Walking Dead.
Now we've got. I'm at my top 5.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So now my number 5, and again, this whole list, like you could, I wouldn't mind moving one of these movies up or down a notch.
Yeah.
It's whatever. But The Lobster.
See
Mm.
now here you probably thought I would love this movie.
Well, I have something interesting to say about it, but I think I should have maybe specified the first half of The Lobster.
Okay.
But I love the first half so much. I think the second half is boring. Like I get it,
Yeah.
but I think it's like when I watch I've watched the movie like 3 times, and like I kind of like nod off during the second half.
mhm.
Because it's very slow. It's
So-
not that nothing happens. It's just some clever
Mhm.
bits in there, but it's very slow.
Yeah.
The first half is so amazing to me
I love the
that
idea of the
like
whole movie.
that
I
it's,
haven't
it
seen
deserves to be
but-
up here. Like I can't discount the first half because I didn't care for the second half as much.
It's like
So it could have maybe
Yeah.
gone down the list a little further, but yeah.
when the movie started, I was like, oh, okay, so this is right up my alley.
Dry as
And,
shit.
and it dry as shit, like
John C.
like,
Riley's unbelievably funny.
creative and unique humor.
Yeah, yep.
But then it just felt like someone who had hijacked that genre and was like, I'm gonna make my weird movie.
Yeah,
now."
wait, but now
Like-
while at the hotel, you still felt that way, or once they leave the hotel, that's when I'm like, okay,
I
now
was
slow
like,
down.
I was just like, oh, this movie is still on.
That's
I
what I'm
was
saying.
like,
So
yeah,
did you
yeah, yeah.
enjoy it up until that point as well, or did you lose it earlier than
Even
that?
even going on, I was like, it felt like it was trying too hard to be quirky. I don't think. I never finished it. Holy
That's great.
shit!
That's brilliant.
Wow.
Well, how about this? Did you finish this movie? My number 4, The Edge of 17.
Is that like Edge of Tomorrow?
No, it's Haley Steinfeld, Woody Harrelson
Yes.
in a coming of age.
Is
in a coming of age dramedy. It's a comedy. It's a comedy.
is Woody Harrelson an alcoholic?
No, not at all.
Interesting.
No, not at all.
Is he like a
No
cool hippie
alcoholics.
man?
He is a teacher. You don't know this movie?
No.
You know this movie?
I know of it.
You know
yeah,
of
yeah,
it. It is one of the. It's how people throw this around a lot, like John Hughesy kind of thing. It was that, like a little bit of that, but not trying to emulate that at all. It's just, the only reason it feels that way is because it's genuine. That's what people mean when they say John Hughes. I think they mean it's genuine.
Yeah.
It's like a time and a place.
Charming.
It's a time and a place, but it's not trying too hard. It's
Yeah.
genuine. That's what I think John Hughesy means. And that's
I'd
what this is. This is so now and so today and so genuine of like what
We need
kids
that.
are like today
need that.
I'm in.
without it being like emojis. Cell
'Cause
phone.
it's like-
Yes, she's on Facebook, but they're not like, hey, are you gonna like Facebook it?
Because like here's the
You
thing.
know.
Like, when you do like a topic about that, like a movie about that topic,
Yeah.
you either got like the older people who are like trying to make it from perspective of like, oh, we know better,
Right,
The
right,
younger
right.
people who are like, we're the new generation,
Right.
So there's no in between.
There's no in between. This is that
There's no
perfect.
observer.
I
There's
guess
no
this is
obs-
that perfect medium.
I guess in my top 5, I would.
Yeah.
as
Now that
much
we're at
as-
top 5s, what are your
Okay.
favorites?
I
Yeah.
would put Star Wars in there. It's
Rogue One?
not my favorite Star Wars at
Interesting.
all.
What about Civil War? Would that be in your top? Did you like
I
it?
don't know if it would make my top
It would make your top
5.
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic Beasts is nowhere near there.
Oh,
I
no,
thought
was
that
that even
was
on my-
good, not great.
Really, I thought that was bad. No, I didn't even put it on any of this. I thought that was really boring. Did you even see? You wouldn't see
No.
that.
Deadpool. Did Magnificent Seven
I don't
come out
remember.
this year?
I don't
Oh,
remember.
geez.
Well, it
the
belongs in the
Western-
garbage
yeah.
can
Yeah.
regardless.
I got
Deadpool was good.
This is not like nowhere near indicative of a list or anything. But do you see Doctor Strange?
Yes. How do we
Okay.
feel? I know how Eric feels.
I
Okay,
thought it was
so
okay.
So no, first right off the bat, such a missed opportunity.
Mhm.
Because they had the people in, like, they had the couple of the right people.
Yeah.
Like the visuals, perfect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's like,
Predictable.
it's like, Doctor Strange, aka Tony Stark. It's like now he's a Tony Stark magician.
When people when people make fun of, like, it's like, I loved Ant-Man, and then people are like, yeah, but it's like that cookie cutter formula. This was the ultimate in the Marvel cookie cutter.
Oh,
in my
man.
opinion.
I thought it was
visually
predictable.
cool.
I thought it was predictable.
Story-wise,
Yeah.
though, nothing.
I liked it, but it was a little too like beating you over the head. But they're like, look, he's an asshole. He's an asshole. Like I get it, but I like
Looks
seeing
great.
him.
Looked
I like
great.
seeing
It
him
looked
become
great.
an asshole.
But,
and not,
yeah,
you know.
but otherwise it was
I will say this though, the reverse time fight at the end.
I love that.
brilliant
I thought that was
concept,
great.
and it looked great the whole thing.
Yeah, it's not great to watch in a movie, but it makes sense.
Probably the best action kind of sequence I've seen since like the
It
Matrix.
was the most
Like,
clever. When I tweeted about it and I said there
Yeah.
were clever things, that was the most one of the
Wait
most
a minute.
clever
Oh
things I've
wait,
seen
what
this
are we
whole
talking?
year.
What are we talking about?
The
one-
final fight.
We're not talking about
City
Time is going
Dormammu
backwards,
or whatever
yeah.
the hell.
Yeah, that was fucking.
That was
cool.
incredible.
It's like
really cool.
they're using backward like
Yeah.
like a
Footage.
manhole that's being
I-
like super
I
right there.
literally can't even imagine
I was,
putting
like,
that together.
crying.
I can't even imagine.
I was like, how could they have written this? Like,
Yeah,
because-
unbelievable.
I saw Assassin's Creed. I thought that was actually fairly decent.
Okay.
Not good for people who didn't like.
So that's in your
the
top
game.
5?
No. Okay, no, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Come back to me.
We got number 3.
Okay.
My number 3, and this was hovering at, around number 1, number 2, number 3. It's always been at the top since I saw it. And this is what I think what I'm expecting or rooting for Best Picture, I think.
Mhm.
Moonlight. Anybody know it? Anybody see it?
no.
This is the film
I know of it. I know
that
the
is
actors.
a
they're
young
great.
a young black boy, his young
Yes.
when he's a young boy, then when he is like a teen
Mhm.
in high school, and then when he's a grown man. Well, a grown man, he's like, it looks like he's like in his late 20s or something like that, I guess.
Hmm.
It's almost like it's like Black Boyhood. It's Blackhood. But
Black.
but it's not, because it's not doing like that, the trick of like they're actually aging.
Uh-huh.
There's different actors playing it, so it's different. I was enjoying it. I think it's a really good movie. The first act, the second act,
It looks
but the
gorgeous.
third act, I've seen the movie twice, and both times the third act, I'm almost like drooling because I'm staring at the screen, and I like, if there was ever a time I could just like float up out of my seat and into the screen and just live in a movie. It's the last act. I can just say it, it's not a spoiler to say where it takes place, in the diner. I literally wish it never ended. I was like, I could watch an entire movie of just this act.
That's why I like TV shows now.
It's
Because
because you get an hour in
Yeah.
those scenes. It is fantastic.
Completely forgot about this. We've probably talked about it pretty much before, but I just want to say it because it did come out this year, and I can't believe it.
Which one?
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, you know what? That's
on
my
my list.
That's on my good list.
Like
That's on
somewhere.
my list.
that
I
would have
loved
been my number one,
If-
if not for the disaster of the ending of that
What?
movie.
Oh,
So
I
here's the
loved
thing.
it.
Okay, so
I loved it. Loved
that
it.
actually,
loved it.
that actually, technically, I think that was on my top 10
Yeah.
for a while. This movie. I loved the ending personally.
Yeah.
However, no part of me is gonna try to convince anyone
Yeah,
that
I
didn't
get
like
it.
it.
I get it. I get it.
There
if you
was
don't.
yeah.
there was a part of that ending, like you know exactly where it is. Like they could have cut it short, and I would have stood up in the theater and been like, "Yeah!"
You're probably right. What like?
like
Oh,
right,
you gotta be kidding me!
if
Yeah,
they
and then
cut
credits.
right there.
Yeah.
I would have number
Yep.
one movie of the year.
Then it keeps
Yeah,
going. Which I enjoyed it, but I also. Where did you watch it? Where did you see it?
in a movie theater.
Yeah, really? So I was gonna say really, and you still didn't like it because I thought it was amazing. I took the chance and saw it in IMAX, even though people. I was like, why would I see this movie in IMAX?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay. And I thought that all looked so damn cool.
It did, yeah.
It did.
But
It was
I
like-
completely understand.
I
Though.
was
I'm
like-
not.
I
I'm
was
not.
I like the last shot like more than I thought that was.
Yeah, I
really
saw a great
cool.
GIF of that, by the way, and I was like, that's an awesome GIF of just the last
It's
shot.
really because it was like go this way if
Yeah.
you want to go to the good city.
It was a little
Yeah,
campy.
yeah,
It was a
yeah.
little
Yeah.
campy, but you know what? By that point, I was in for a little bit, sort of like campy, and it was almost like an epilogue. Like the movie ended, and then there was just a bunch of nonsense.
Oh, and I
Like-
want to ask you this specifically, like, because back in
but
the
I
old-
did love it. John Goodman was amazing.
Yeah, he was great.
circa Mike Eric 2008.
I didn't follow
Uh,
the viral marketing. If that's true.
was because I was gonna say like this is not a Cloverfield.
That's a whole
This
nother
is not-
topic.
yeah.
That's a whole other topic. They're
Yeah.
kind of starting their own like almost like Twilight Zone-y brand of
Yeah.
like movies that are about things like this kind of deal.
Gotcha.
However, Slushow's in there. Tagarato's in there.
I didn't
John
notice Slush.
John,
was in
John
there.
Goodman worked for the company that with the satellites.
Oh, that makes it so much better. It makes it so much better.
Technically, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter because what you're seeing doesn't technically
Yeah.
relate.
You may as well
But-
just been speaking Chinese.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
why the way you are with Star Wars is the way we could probably talk about
Was there
Cloverfield.
Slush in that movie?
In which one? In this one?
In Temple of
Yeah, when
Doom?
she stopped. There's a sign for it in the window of the
I was looking all
convenience
over
store.
for it. I was looking all
Right at the
over for
beginning.
it. Shit, missed it. Missed that Slush.
I wouldn't put it as like my top 2 or anything, but I really enjoyed
Top
War Dogs.
2?
I thought that was good. In my number 2.
But I mean, like-
but War Dogs was good. I thought that was
Yeah.
really fun. It
Top
was,
10 maybe? Why not?
Maybe,
It's
yeah.
a solid number
I just
9.
like stories like that. Like I like Goodfellas. I like Wolf of Wall Street. I love like
I
Lord of
loved
War.
it. Yeah, no, I thought it was
I
great.
love like people taking something like to a ridiculous extent and then getting the heat for
You
it.
didn't see it, did
Basically,
you? War Dogs?
I didn't even hear
It was Miles Teller and Jonah Hill. It was very
And
good.
they were weapons dealers.
It was very
Yeah.
good.
It's very much like Lord of War with Nicolas Cage and Jared Leto.
Oh,
You're right, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, Suicide Squad.
My number 2.
Mostly poop, somewhat poop.
You know what? Let's just say my number 1 because everybody knows it.
I know.
And then I'll say number 2.
Okay.
I don't know.
Number 1 is Swiss Army Man.
Oh,
It
yeah,
never
yeah,
changed.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh,
We don't
yeah,
even.
of
There's a
course,
whole.
yeah.
We did a whole discussion video about it. Go check that out.
Probably
I'm glad it
have
helps.
it.
I'm glad I just realized to say that because what a like not surprised.
Yeah.
Swiss Army Man. There's not much I can say about it that I haven't already.
I'd love to see a
said.
movie that you
Watch
saw
that
and you go,
review.
that's my number 1, and it stayed true for the entire year.
That's
Yeah,
that's
I
what
love
happened.
that,
Oh, you're
yeah.
saying you do
Yeah,
love that?
no,
okay,
that's
yeah.
cool. That's
what
cool.
happened.
Yeah,
What is your
yeah.
favorite movie of the year? Do you have one?
I don't know. It was for me like, especially because like I see a lot of the big mainstream movies,
Mhm.
but for a lot of those they were all good, not great.
This was this year was terrible for mainstream movies and great for indies.
Mhm.
But it was terrible, which I mean is pretty much every year now.
Mm.
But it was really terrible.
I think
for
my favorite
blockbusters.
movie of the year is probably gonna be like Final Fantasy 15. Definitely. Why are you laughing?
Kind of a funny way to do this video. I just felt it was so obvious that my number 1 was Swiss Army Man that it felt a little underwhelming. So technically, the exciting thing almost is like, what's the number 2? Because that's
Yeah.
the top without being the top. And my number 2 favorite movie of this year that I saw in theaters 3 times, I think 3 times, is Arrival.
Really?
Did anyone else see it?
Now,
Yeah.
You saw it.
Okay, so
you did not see it.
I didn't see it,
Okay.
but no. Here's the thing.
I liked it a
No,
lot.
what is it? Like, I'm not gonna see it. What is it? Like, what is the fucking movie about? Like,
Aliens come to Earth.
I mean, I know that.
Yeah,
but it's
it-
like
well,
it's.
I'm not going to tell you everything.
Okay.
You have to watch it. It's
okay,
really
alright.
you would actually. I think he would
I
love
think
it.
you would. Yeah.
Aliens come to Earth and they try to communicate. They're not sure if they're there for war reasons or what.
Amy Adams is in
And
it.
it's
Okay.
obviously, as you can imagine, it's about humanity due to that. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, is this war? What is this?
If knowing that much, if you think it's worth it, then I'll take.
Absolutely
I'll
worth
take your
it, dude.
word
It's
for it.
it's yeah, it's one of my favorite movies
It's
of
a
the year.
good like an alien. I don't want to say alien invasion.
No,
movie,
no,
because
I mean,
that
it's
sounds
not
stupid,
even
but
that
It's
almost,
not.
yeah,
No,
it's-
but it's a good movie sci-fi. I guess sci-fi-ish movie.
But it
I like
means
light
it
sci-fi.
means so much more than what it is on the surface.
Mhm.
Like I think like a lot of the messages and the
Yeah.
themes of it
Mhm.
are very important, especially now. The design of everything's really cool. There's some shaky CG in there. There's some CG hair at one point.
hair.
Yeah, very strange. You'll see when you see it. You'll know what I mean. But it's directed by Denis Villeneuve, who's doing Blade Runner 2049, which looks beautiful. In the,
Oh, I
in
thought
that,
it was
in that
Villeneuve.
Wait,
teaser.
hold on,
Villeneuve.
He also did Prisoners, and he did Help Me. There's another big one he did that I can't think of.
Oh,
With wait, Home Prisoners is the one I'm thinking.
With Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Yes. Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Prisoners is
Great
fucking
movie.
incredible.
He's done a bunch of really great
Yeah,
movies. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
think of the one that the obvious. There's one obvious one I can't think of right now.
I fucking can't believe he's doing the Blade Runner movie.
Yes, that's him.
Huh.
And it looks great. It looks like his kind of movie. But
I
this
actually have
movie
faith in that
has
movie.
him written all over it, and it is beautiful. Amy Adams is fantastic. Forrest Whitaker's in it. He's great. Jeremy Renner's in it. He's great. And it is so. The thing about it is, not only is one of the concepts in the movie is sort of like it was very almost Shane Carruth in the sense of like it was hard to wrap my brain around, and it was like creating a new. It was something you've never seen kind
I
of
like
deal.
that.
But like part of the theme of the movie impacts the movie itself. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And it's very like it's very close to Swiss Army Man in the sense of like this is something I've not seen before. But
Okay, so then.
but technically it's still kind of a traditionally made movie.
Mhm.
So it's not Swiss Army Man all the way.
Okay.
Swiss Army Man like took how you make a movie and flipped that on its head. This
Gotcha.
was like this
Straightforward.
we're making a movie.
Somewhat,
Yes,
yeah.
we're making a movie.
Mhm.
But everything around it, surrounding it, it's just it really is. I hate to say mind blowing because it sounds ridiculous, but it is.
Yeah.
Like there's certain
Yeah.
scenes in there
Yeah, when it comes
that
to
are
Shane
mind
Carruth,
blowing.
When it comes to Shane Carruth, it's an apt.
He didn't do anything with it, but it
yeah.
reminds me of something that he might do. Also reminded me a lot of The Leftovers. Like the vibe that I got from it.
So good.
But also because Max Richter, who does the score for The Leftovers,
Mhm.
some of his music is in Arrival.
Oh, or even
Oh,
it's
God,
a
I
bit
love-
like Independence Day Resurgence.
Actually, it's kind of funny. As we go up the list, Moonlight, I saw twice, then Arrival, I saw 3 times, and Swiss Army Man, I saw 4
So wait, you
times.
went
Just
through
going up the
everything
list. Yeah, that's my tops.
So
That's my
so
tops.
did you see, or is it out yet? Did you see La La Land? Is that out?
I did see La La Land.
Oh,
no.
you have feelings about it, yeah.
No.
Oh, one last thing.
Yeah.
Definitely the last 5 minutes of Star Wars.
You didn't see it, did you?
No,
Rogue One?
yeah.
You saw Rogue One?
Mm.
Well, not the
not the last minute.
30 seconds. Not the last
No,
30 seconds.
so
I hated
unbelievably
that.
bad. I can picture your face just being like,
I completely understand if you're a Star Wars fan, but it's
yeah,
like
it seems like if
It's-
you were a
it's
hardcore Star
weird,
Wars fan,
though.
if
It's
you
weird.
recognize names and you watch Star Wars
Yeah.
Rebels and stuff, this seems like the coolest movie fucking ever.
It's not, though,
Live
because-
action people
no.
mentioning Star Wars Rebels characters seems so cool.
That is cool, but it's so weird because it's a movie that is made for the fans, kind of. But on the flip side, it's also
Trying to be accessible.
super dumbed down and catering to casual audiences.
Sure.
So,
the
like,
fact
the-
that they
the
threw
movie
Princess
formula
Leia in
of-
it,
Yeah.
you know, it's like
the
it
whole
felt-
the whole Darth Vader thing I thought was exactly what you just said.
Well, the first one with
I
the
like
don't
that.
Yeah.
choke, I was
Yeah.
like, are
Don't
you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
But the
he was-
movie itself.
But I
felt
thought his
weird.
bit was really cool though. When he brought one of the coolest things I've seen in any Star Wars movie now officially, which by the way, this isn't a Star Wars movie. It's Gareth Edwards making, as I've said many times, it's just Star Wars fan fiction at this point. This is Star Wars fan
So
fiction.
you can say that
Yeah.
about all of them, right?
Everything after George Lucas,
Yeah,
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
The best
I
part
would
about
say-
George Lucas was he was like, I'm sorry you don't like it, but this is what happened.
Mhm.
Yes, that's awesome. I love that.
It's like
But then it's like, this isn't what happened, it's what you want to happen, then it's not a fucking movie anymore. God damn it. But the coolest thing, I thought the coolest thing, like fan or not, like you can have this in a YouTube video and it'd been cool, when he force lifts the guy and then slashes him.
Yeah, it was fucked
Cool
up.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Awesome.
it's
They
like
just made him horrifying.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I
For
like
a second. It wasn't long. It was
Nope,
quick.
It was quick. I wish that was the only part he was in.
Hmm.
So that is 2016 top 10. Well, my
Yeah.
top 10 at least.
Mine
Your guys'
was-
faves.
It was a
some of
top
your faves. Yeah. Again, I think it was a great year for smaller movies, and I thought it was a genuinely terrible year for blockbuster movies. Terrible.
Wow.
Despite there being
Terrible.
so
Wow.
many of them.
Batman v
Ghostbusters.
Superman and Suicide Squad came out this year, right?
Yeah.
And Ghostbusters.
Well, but no one expected that to be good. Batman v Superman should have been great. Like that
feels like they-
started the year.
Yeah, it did.
I know we're trying to wrap it up, but the one thing it felt like that the blockbusters are doing, it felt like in 2016 they were too sure of themselves.
Uh-huh.
I have never
Yeah,
seen
I would.
like the whole
Yeah.
Ghostbusters thing. It's like they were so sure that
Yep.
was gonna fucking launch
Yep.
off,
But
like,
the thing is, what happens now is they try to the studios are like slow to the people,
mhm.
and the people would have maybe wanted this like 3 years ago, but now we've moved on, and we're getting savvy about it. And so they're like, all their movies are coming out that nobody wants anymore,
Yeah,
that they've been working on for
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
that they started working on when people might have wanted it.
Oh, yeah.
So now, but the indies are easier and smaller to make, so they can
Yeah.
they don't have that problem. That's what I think, at least. So I think hopefully the blockbusters will get better. I love my blockbusters, just like
Yeah,
I
I
love my
do.
indie films.
Mhm.
You know, like I said, I had a couple of big ones on there, but no, the indie films though, a lot of great indie films this year, and I'm very excited to see what comes of next year. Again, I'm gonna try to see every movie next year like I used to, so I'll see everything, and hopefully it's all good.
I'll say it again. Like, definitely TV beat out this year.
TV
for
was
movies.
great. Yeah, it's been a
yeah.
past couple of years. Maybe it's been.
I was
doing
gonna
that.
say next year looks even fucking better. What we got? We got leftovers.
Leftovers final
Fargo.
season.
We got leftovers.
Fargo cast looks amazing.
Legion. which
Okay.
looks
Yep.
good.
I even heard the Exorcist TV show was pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm not watching it, but I heard it was pretty good. What?
Yeah.
What?
How did that happen?
And I'm hearing that from people that I trust. So, but hey, you know, we'll see if TV is better than movies next year. Which, you know, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I love movies.
I love you
Sure
guys.
do. I love everything.
Oh, I love you guys too. Hey, boys,
I love boy
It's been-
boy time.
it's been real. Grab my leg.
Gotta
grab
lock-
my
gotta
fucking
lock in.
leg.
Lock in.
Ah! Oh, and that's pretty much it.